Hello
Hi,
world.
hello.
Merhaba everyone. Hi, привет, buenos dias,
Здравствуйте.
здравствуйте. It's 4 p.m. in Moscow and Istanbul.
And it is 8 p.m. in Jakarta. Good evening. And 8 a.m. in Bogota. Good morning. And 2 p.m. in Berlin, Prague, and all European countries. Hello. So please write in chat what time it is in your place right now.
Yeah. And now we start our live streaming directly from 1C HQ from Moscow. Valentina Gogoleva is here. She is the head of 1C Drive core development team, also known as Queen of Production.
And Vasily Ippolitov, product owner of Vansi Drive.
Yeah, and we're very nice to see you here. We continue our series of webinars that we have started last year, you probably remember. That time I had experienced some trouble with my voice, now it's much better. Thank you. And these kind of activities, we established it just to organize the better communication among of our communities. You know that we have different communities in different countries and all them speak their own languages, unfortunately. Russian, Turkish, Spanish, Bahasa, whatever. But now we would like to unify all these activities and try to explain and try to discuss some things in one common language. That is unfortunately for me English, because sorry for my English in advance. We intentionally do it in informal mode because we haven't prepared at all, right?
I'm not.
Yeah, other speakers too. And, yeah, but we would like to be natural with you because we need to understand each other not only in a business mode, but also with a personal mode. And today we have a lot of interesting topics to discuss and a lot of interesting and very good speakers.
Yes, in a few minutes we will invite our colleagues to the studio. And first one is Anton, who is responsible for releasing regional versions of our product.
Yeah, and Nadezhda Fokina, who is in charge of translation all of our products. Once you drive as well into different languages, we will try to discuss with them our localizations issues and our some news.
After it, we will add Dimas and we'll talk with him about developing partners in region from scratch.
What region?
Indonesia,
right.
Of course.
Yeah, and also we will contact our friends Andrey, Gurkin, and Irina, who successfully transferred their experience from Kazakhstan to Austria to Europe, and they will share their secrets. How can they do it? Then we launch a news section.
Okay. Topic
Now
section. I don't know what it is.
That we would like to make regularly. Valentina will show you several interesting features of new versions of platform, and we will have a live demo of the platform once enterprise. What exactly are you going to demonstrate?
Yes, this time I'm going to demonstrate some features of platform we have since new releases. Maybe they were missed by our development community. So yes, we are going to add some minutes of technical stuff to our Drive Talks videos.
Yeah.
After my presentation with all these technical details and some features of platform, we will invite our dear colleague Sergio, and he will tell us some curious local details of Latin American countries.
Yeah. And last but not least, in the end of our stream, that will probably take about 2 hours, we will have a meeting with our partners who now located in Croatia, but Thanks to their business, they usually move in between different countries and cities around the Mediterranean Sea because they do yacht sports, and they will tell us some words about how they can combine their hobby and their business, of course, with powerful OneSuite enterprise platform. If you have any questions?
Yes, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask anything in the chat. The most interesting questions will be answered right online in their video broadcast, what it is? Broadcast. Yes. And I need to say it, if you're not subscribed to our OneCI channel, please do it right now. Make this button gray. It should be somewhere under me. And please tell us what you're doing about, what you're thinking about these videos, and ask any questions.
Yeah. In case of any problems, we would like to ask you to write down in the chat what you have, and also we'll answer your questions within our presentations, or probably between, when we will have some breaks. And also we will have a break between 2 hours of our presentation, intentionally to collaborate and communicate with the audience. So by the way, how many people do watch our stream right now? Not so many, 40 with something. Okay, I think we will have more subscribers, and
Anton and Nadia will change the situation.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it looks like we are ready to move on, and we are ready to start with our colleagues. Please love and respect Anton and Nadezhda. Do we have Anton and Nadezhda?
We have Anton, we don't have Nadezhda.
We would like to discuss together. Is it possible to attend the Nadezhda too? Anton, hi, can you hear us?
Yes, I hear you very well.
You look too tanned. Is it the word?
Tanned?
Yeah,
Tanned.
it's very. It looks like you spent too
looks
much time.
Just gorgeous.
Too much time on the beach. What do you do?
Yeah, it's just salary. That's
okay,
it.
Okay. Would we have Nadezhda? No. Okay. Let's start with Anton, and hopefully Nadezhda is going to come, because ladies usually late, yeah. And but Anton, you are a very strong guy, and we are ready to start. 43 people are watching
right now. Yes, and actually I wonder how many languages they speak. Please write in our chat which language you speak, and we will try to talk to you.
Yeah. Oh, Nadezhda is here. Nadezhda, how are you?
Hi, great.
You are
Great again.
Here.
We'll just discuss that Anton is too, too tanned to participate in our very.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Be my guest.
Nadezhda, Anton, my first question for you, boss. What do you know? How many languages do we have in OneSea Drive? Who will answer first?
Just languages or dialects too?
Good. It's a tricky question. Anton, your version.
Okay, as far as I remember, we translate OneSea Drive user interface into 6 languages, and we do not include English. English will be the 7th one, and 3 or 4 dialects, like 3, I think.
Okay, not bad, Anton. Your choice.
Your version.
I would like to say
Well, we
that
have
we have
tribes.
more than 6. Can I count?
Okay, good. Actually, yeah, because the question is tricky because we have, I don't know, 3 different Spanish dialects, right? For now. Also, we have some languages that we translate on demand. So for now, we have, let's count together. Sorry, I don't remember too. We have English language that we do all our development and with no any localization, and it's like a basic one. Second one, I would say Turkish,
of course.
German,
Mm-hmm.
Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
Spanish,
Turkish, of course.
Russian.
Russian. Mm-hmm.
Bahasa,
Mm-hmm.
Arabic,
Arabic.
and okay,
Italian.
Indonesian.
in Bahasa I already mentioned. Okay,
Turkish.
We have about 10 languages in the product, and but what does it mean? Just let me remind you that we do develop Once to Drive core edition with multi-language interfaces that contains there are most important and common unified features, and also we have different local editions. Okay, Anton, I guess you can answer the question. What number of local editions of Once to Drive do we have?
It is also a tricky question. Actually 4, but we still have Poland edition, so it can be 5.
Yeah, okay. And actually, for now, in our focus, we have Turkish, Colombian, German, and by the way, when we are going to release Mexican edition?
Oh, tricky question again.
If you go away from this call, stop it.
Oh, too many.
Actually,
Will you stop?
Sorry?
Yeah, talking about Mexican edition, everything is developed, everything is ready, so we just need to translate some terms. And once
it is not a problem right now, I see it.
Once it will be finished, we can build a release. So I hope it will be next week.
Yeah, it's exactly that we would like discuss for now.
Okay, Nadezhda, serious question right now. For example, we are starting translation into new language of one C-Drive product. What is the most difficult stage here on start of translating into extremely new language? Because I understand that when we, for example, have new Turkish release, we just have difference new terms and you just translate them, sometimes from the dictionary, sometimes you translate new terms. But what about new language? What is the most difficult here?
The most difficult part in translating the user interface into a new language is to find the money. Just a joke.
Good answer.
You are so pragmatic.
So you are a billionaire, Nadezhda. What next problem?
Okay. Well, as you can see, the whole localization process is quite challenging. We, for example, have to find a dream team of translators who are not just great linguists and great translators. They know the terminology from different areas. They know IT terminology and ERP and accounting and everything else. We want them to be experts in every sphere. And it is kind of difficult to find such people. And after we manage to do that, we have to translate all the terminology, which is quite challenging too, because sometimes there are no such terms in the country we're going to, or no even
For
such
example?
processes. Okay, I have an example. Thank you for your question. Well, When we translated the 1C drive user interface into the Arabic language, it turned out that they didn't have any local term for automation. And it seems strange, but we simply invented such a term, or picked out a term to be understandable. And there are lots and lots of examples of such situations. And after we do all the routine, we have to perform tests to make sure the translation fits, the translation is clear and understandable, and so on. And here's the place where we need an expert. And I'd say that this is the most challenging part, to find an expert, like a localized product owner, someone who knows the market, who knows the people who will be the end users of the application, and he or she understands what exactly should be translated. Do we have to bother with translation of all the documentation and additional materials and everything else, or just translating the user interface would be fine? What terms we should use? He or she can help us validate the translators, validate the translations, and make all the challenging work with us, and we'll just have to do all the routine.
Sounds like impossible work to do for this owner of the local edition, because when everything is compared into one product, for example, localized into new language, this person needs to go through all interfaces to check if it looks normal for this country, and then also to take a decision what extra materials need to be translated. Wow.
We greatly appreciate such a great amount of work they do.
True heroes.
Yeah.
One more tricky question, Nadia. Do you know how many words do we have in one C drive?
I have to be prepared, like
Probably Anton can
600
help you.
words or so.
I'm
Yeah,
not
of course I
going
know.
to count.
26 million man. Oh no, I'm not sure. So
Okay. But thank you, Nadia. But localization is just a part of our work when we go to the new markets. And another part is something that we can call like functional localization. And Anton, like a person who work with all our local editions, could you please to summarize what kind of features do we usually have to localize one C drive? I believe you can provide us a few examples with what things we usually start. Not so tricky question, right?
yeah, very easy question. So I would say that all law conversion starts from taxes. For example, in Turkey, we have additional taxes in many documents, so we have to adjust the behavior of our documents and create like local Turkish version. In Colombia, the same situation. We have withholding, like 4 types of withholding in every document, like sales invoice, supplier invoice, subcontracting invoice, and even credit note and debit note, and so on. So mostly it starts from taxes, and then it's became more and more like with EDI, like I mean electronic data interchange with government, with tax regulation. So yeah, and we can do it in our core product. It is like specific functionality for every local version.
Okay.
Taxes and exchanges and translation, and new localized version is ready.
And money.
And money, a lot of money.
A lot of money. Thank you, guys. Actually, there is another aspect I would like to discuss. You know that localization process is not only about features, translations, or something like this. It's from my point of view, I see difficulties in communications, because every time when we start developing something very, very local, we have to communicate with local guys, and sometimes they can barely speak English, we too, and we have to work with them. Anton, I know that you have a very interesting experience of starting working with analysts and developers who haven't spoken, sorry for my English, who couldn't communicate you properly in the start, but you anyway you could work with them in case of development side, because you are a developer itself. You managed to how to say, to grow, to rise a person starting from scratch to some impressive level of development. How did you work that time with? I mean, do you remember this guy from Colombia? Yeah, with whom you used to work. That I mean, my question is, how do you manage to work with people who don't speak your language and don't speak English, and sometimes?
Dance language. Okay, be serious and answer.
Actually, yeah, it was not an easy task, and we used some help with because talking about developer from Colombia, he didn't speak English very well. So in case to understand our product better, we invited our colleague Christian, who helped us to communicate. And I had, as far as I remember, I had every day like lesson, let's say, and every day I had specific topic. Probably during the month we learned like almost all functionality of 1C Drive, and I had like direct question from development, and I could explain like everything, every detail directly without any, let's say, self-studying, which is very good, but it takes a lot of resources if we need to teach like every developer. So as far as I know, we prepare, for example, a book, which is like a tutorial for a developer, which is very nice. And every developer...
If we are talking about self-education, having materials in native language for this person is extremely important thing, because as we got from your speech, that it is very difficult to communicate and to teach person.
And Nadezhda, you also have to communicate with different people from different culture, but in your case, I believe that because you usually work with professional linguists, or how we can call them, I don't know, you don't have any obstacles in terms of language, but probably you have some, how to say, tensions or issues in terms of understanding of the same things, like mindset differences from some. Did you have any interesting example in case of working from, I don't know, people from Arabic, Indonesia, Turkey, when you didn't understand each other despite the fact that you could speak the same language?
But we couldn't understand each other. I guess now. Managed to understand each other anyway. But you know, there was some cases when we were discussing what kind of translations we should use for one country or another country, because you know the level of any app localization depends on the country. Because, for example, in Germany, people are used to well localized applications, and they demand high quality localization of the user interface and user manuals and so on. But in Arabic countries, for example, they just have to see that the user interface was translated, and if they require, if they need, we can do more. But still, they can use English user interface and communicate in English, and it makes no difference for them. And speaking about Indonesia, it was a really interesting experience in my career, because you know Bahasa Indonesia is a really new language, and there are many terms that can be translated into Bahasa Indonesia, but people won't understand them, even though the translation is correct, because the language itself is new and people are not really used to it. They're used to using applications with English user interface, and that is why even translating the user interface into Bahasa Indonesia, we use many English words to make it easier, to make it more comprehensive for people who are used to English user interfaces.
Okay, thank you very much. And before we go to the next speakers, I would like to ask a couple of personal questions, if you don't mind, guys. Nadia, I would like to ask you for a long time, actually, for a while. How many languages do you speak?
I actually speak 3 languages.
Russian, English, and
How many more personal languages?
it's the last
Personal
one.
question.
Just
German.
one for Anton. Okay. And Anton, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm still would like to get know why are you so tanned? It looks like that you stay at some warm place, right?
No, actually, it's just dark here in the room. That's why it looks
Ah,
like.
okay. Very
Because it
good,
is
guys.
nighttime in my time zone. That's why.
Okay, thank you, guys. Actually, I would like to ask people who watch our live stream, if you need to get more information about localizations, about translation process, or any other issues, please contact us with chat. We will try to answer your questions. But for now, thank you, Nadezhda. Thank you, Anton.
Thank you.
See you.
Thank you for our localized versions.
Yeah. And we are ready to move to another speaker. We actually, I would say, even into another culture and another another region, and absolutely different time zone. And we are ready to glad to Dimas, who is our country manager for Indonesia.
Hi.
Hi, Dimas. How are you?
Great.
First question, could you please clarify how we should pronounce your name? Dimas or Dimas?
Help.
Dimas or what?
Dimas or Dimas? Dimas
Dimas.
or
Yeah,
Dimas?
Dimas. Yes.
Yeah. How we should pronounce your name?
Just Dimas.
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 Yes.
Dimas.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, because we had a controversial thinking about it.
Yeah. Hi, Dimas. Nice to see you. Am I
Nice to
correct?
see you also.
Yes. First question to you: that you pass all the way, starting business from scratch to first project to happy clients, and you were so successful in it. And what advice would you give to our colleagues who also in the very beginning in a new country and they are starting their business with 1C Technologies in a brand new region? What advice you can give them?
Okay. So, first of all, uh, to clarify, I didn't start the business here really from scratch, but there's also legacy from my previous colleagues, also for the footprints of the market here in Indonesia. But however, the moment when I work with 1C, I reactivate, I start over some business processes from scratch, starting from acquiring the new partners, acquiring the new deals, new project, and so on for the market. So, in my experience, if I can tell, the dynamics of every country would be so different, and I really would like to stress the importance of subject matter expertise, where it can elevate our knowledge not only in the perspective of the technology that we are bringing from 1C, but also in the sense of how we can be a problem solver to our client, and as well as representing this as new technology that provides a good solution for not only clients but also the partners. So it shows not only good business, but also it shows how our technology is appreciated by the market. So highlighting the key values and understanding subject matter expertise from a different angle, perspective, and different industries might help everyone to jump into the market. And especially the strategy was our go-to-market strategy in Indonesia. We were uh, we were targeting diverse industries, but eventually we are narrowing down some industries that becoming our priority. So that kind of adjustment, that kind of uh, wisdom in the market is really needed to go forward with the business success, I guess.
Oh, very good. Thank you.
A lot of very complicated steps need to be done to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more question, Dimas.
Yeah.
From your experience, what I would like to emphasize, what I can see, all of your partners in Indonesia, they are very qualified and very good in terms of subject matter expertise, as you said, and but knowledge is not an only things that we have to take into account when we establish partnership relations. Yes, we also need to have a good personal attitude, and we need to I would say like have a common values and common vision for different aspects of our business, whatever. How would you distinguish really good partners? You pass, I guess, dozens of interviews with potential partners, but you only chosen some, I would say, masterpieces from there. What is the secret of your success in this term?
Good question, Vas. Yeah, we encounter a lot of attempts to make a fruitful partnership with a lot of companies, especially IT consultants in Indonesia. However, not every effort that we made are going as expected. As you say, we might have different challenges and dynamics for every different kind of partners. But one thing that I also agree with you is that we shall have the same vision. I am fortunate that I'm working with a professional person in our partners team. So they were so professional. They were having the expertise to carry on the technology and to carry on the product that we are going to market in Indonesia. especially they also have the eagerness to digest the new information. So, in a nutshell, if I can tell what distinguish a successful partner and not successful partner, is a willingness for the partner to be proactive in the market, not only to learn but also to grow the market and grow the business itself. I encounter some opportunities in Indonesia where my partners here in Indonesia are delivering their own pipeline, delivering their own leads to our businesses. So it's really important. It shows not only one way, but there's two way of collaboration where we are growing this business together, not only from the principal, but also two way from the partner and also the principal working together, creating a collaborative and fruitful partnership in the future. So like that, I guess.
Okay, yeah, thank you. And the partners is just the one area of your work, and another aspect is working with customers. And in this case, it's only also very important to distinguish really good and appropriate customers for the first projects. You know, first because pilot projects is something special. It's not something as usual when you have already routine business. How would you say, what kind of customers do we need for our first pilot projects in new geos, new regions, when we don't have localizations? It's a very important thing.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Clients is another challenge, is another height of challenge, I can say. If you are asking about the criteria of client, we should have for the pilot project. I believe that where we didn't have a localization, one of the most arbitrary qualification for the client itself, that the client has one single point of contact which is very proactive into the project. So he can be acting, or he or she can be acting as the project manager from the client side to also contribute into the project, whether they are telling what is missing from the development, from the project, and so on, monitoring everything from A to Z during the project commissioning and implementation phase. This is really essential. And speaking about what client, not speaking about the criteria specifically on the project implementation, I would rather say that one of the key insight we are trying to get a pilot project is that the client who are willing to discover new technologies and curious about how they can simplify their process with our technology. Basically, it is our job to ensure that what we deliver is according to the solution that they are expecting. But at the same time, there has to be how can I say, enthusiastic demand from the client to work with our technology. In this kind of spirit, this kind of collaboration creates new opportunities and open to any kind of possibilities. Even we don't have localization, especially for Indonesia at that moment.
About localization.
Yeah.
Yes, before you, we were talking with Nadezhda and Anton. They are responsible for local versions. And we also were discussed the question, what are the top demanded functionality with which we need to start when we start a localization project? And I'm here like representing development team. And yes, in your opinion, what features of Indonesia you would recommend to start with into developing a new Drive Indonesia product?
All right, we actually comes into the answer for your question, actually, Valentina, from series of discussion and negotiation, and Vasily is part of it, I believe, and I I work with Andrey and Vasily a lot regarding this development on localization and product development for Indonesia, and also with Nadezhda regarding the localization for the user interfaces. Um, the most essential part to localize, I think, in ERP technology, I believe the challenge in every country would be different. But if we can take the red line on the most important localization is where the business is regulated by the government. So the point of functionalities in our submodules that related to the regulation in the specific country, it will be it should be, I think, prioritized to be localized and having attention for modification. For instance, in Indonesia, the most regulated part on our business transaction is regarding the taxation. We have electronic document exchange, and companies have the obligation to submit those kind of documentation on a monthly basis. So we are on progress of developing such functionalities in local one-C drive version for Indonesia, like that.
Absolutely same answer we got from Anton, who said that any new local version, the first user stories task, he is the lead
Yes.
of local versions of Drive. They start always with taxes and electronic document exchange. It is like
Indeed.
MVP we need to be done to start solution in new country.
Yeah, I believe so, because from the client perspective and point of view, I believe that the client and also partner are demanding a seamless integration between those electronic document exchange and also the software that we are trying to provide to them. So having such kind of functionalities will be leveraging our values ahead towards the market, I guess.
Yeah, thank you for answer.
Thank you, Dimas. And next question is just to change the subject a bit. Today we are talking about our activities around the world and probably something like about cultural differences. And from my point of view, you are a very good person for solving that problems that we have and we meet and the challenge in Indonesia. And you have a very complex profile of experience. And the first question, personal, I would like to ask you: how many languages do you speak?
As for now, how many? Yeah, including local languages.
Oh, including local, yes, of course.
Yeah, okay, around 7 probably.
Sorry?
Seven probably.
Seven. Okay. English?
English, Indonesia, of course, German.
German.
Yeah, I was living in German for like 5 to 6 years before I joined 1C.
Okay.
So also there are several local languages, Bahasa Jawa, Sunda. There's also other dialect I also speak, Simple Chinese, and also Hokkien Chinese I also spoke. So pretty much,
Very
yeah,
impressive.
because you know the geography in Indonesia and also the cultural perspective in Indonesia driven me, and I think most of Indonesian, to speak more than just 2 languages. Most of Indonesian are polyglots. At least we are speaking 3 languages. So yeah, 3 languages is average, I guess. For some people, they speak 7 up to 10 up to 12, depending on how they speak. I'm learning Russian actually, so I hope that
May I ask you to tell something in Russian? I guess a lot of our guests will be glad to hear something.
Да, пожалуйста.
Sorry?
Пожалуйста.
Oh, спасибо.
Спасибо.
Okay. And
that's the most Russian I can
But it is
speak
very
right now.
difficult word, by the way, not the simplest one.
Indeed, I also would like to stress the question from Vasily earlier about the cultural differences and how we deal with it. It is really actually it is really challenging in my case because as you know Russian culture probably for us as a company, and also Indonesian culture, part of Oriental and Asian culture is somewhat different in certain extent. But uh, however, what do I approach here is rather focusing on what we are, and rather focusing on how different we are between Indonesian mentality and Russian mentality. We take the middle steps, middle solution. How we are so similar in the way we are uh, having the manner in the business. So there are a lot of values. There are a lot of uh, yeah cultural things, communication things, customs that actually Indonesian and Russian is quite similar. So yeah, I don't think by highlighting the differences will make our business foster, but focusing on the similarities, focusing on how we can work towards the differences serves us best result in Indonesia, I guess, like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very interesting. Thank you.
Close cultures.
Yeah. Do you know how many languages did Indonesian spoke
I
so far?
remember something about more than 200, no?
We have like 5,000 local languages.
Oh, I'm almost
Now it
Yeah,
counts to localize.
that's a
But what language do you use for thinking?
for calculating. I use Bahasa Jawa because I am native Javanese, and for communication with my family, I use also Bahasa Jawa. Communication with the client, I use Bahasa Indonesia. Certain clients I speak English. With the partners, some English, some Bahasa Indonesia. With Tatiana, I guess I spoke German.
What about dreams? In which language you see your dreams when you are sleeping?
Oh, wow.
I think in
My
Russian.
wife can tell a lot. I I speak while I'm sleeping in various languages. Sometimes I speak German, sometimes I speak English,
Wow.
sometimes Arabic. Yeah. Just
Wonderful.
recently I speak Arabic. I still
Oh,
remember.
okay, very good, very good.
Mhm.
Thank you very much, Dimas. It looks like it's a bit late in your place. By the way, what time in your place now?
Not that late, I guess. It's 9 p.m. Jakarta.
Oh, it's a time to go sleep. What time you usually go to bed?
No.
No?
I usually go to sleep at 3 a.m.
Oh.
Ah, it's okay. After breakfast, right?
I think so, yeah.
Ah,
After the breakfast.
okay.
At this moment, we have Ramadan month in Indonesia. It's widely celebrated by Muslims. I believe in Turkey as well, Turkish market. If anyone coming from Turkey, so yeah, as I told earlier, we have a lot of similarities. We have a lot of similarities towards the market. So I don't think cultural gap possess possess the biggest challenge for our business. It is a challenge, yes, but not the biggest one. I believe whoever has the one seat drive or one seat analogy, I guess works with one seat analogy. Cultural thing is not a boundary for us. I think like that, Bas and Valentin.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you
Thank you so
very
much
much.
Thank
for your
you.
answer.
Nice to see you. Have a
Nice
nice,
to see you.
have a good night.
Yes, and a lot of sleeps in a lot of languages, a lot of
Have a
dreams.
nice weekend to all of you guys. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Okay, colleagues, we have a couple of minutes just to take a look into your questions because before having next speakers, actually, our editors asked us to repeat time by time some information about how we can how you can subscribe our channel. And you know, by the way, we also have a Telegram channel when we usually share our information announces in English. Probably in some time we also will launch some channels in other languages. If may I ask our colleagues just to share the link in the chat how they can subscribe. Oh, thank you very much, once I.
Yes, the language of this chat is English, and you can ask any, from my side, development questions, and the whole community ready to answer this question, and I'm trying to answer sometimes. So please feel free to join.
Yes, if you need to have a personal contact with Valentina, you can try to ask something in the chat. Okay, we have some questions. Okay, once you drive addresses automation. What is the value proposition of 1C in digitalization, like in logistic with electronic bill of lading initiatives? How was the integration with banking local softwares? Oh, I'm not sure that I understood properly the question. What is the value proposition of once drive digitalization, logistic, electronic bills of lading initiative? How was the integration with banking local softwares? I try to answer. If I will tell you something weird, please clarify your question, and probably I will try to it. Sorry, I've broken something. And regarding automation of bank integration, for different regions we have different types of integration. We started with support of some standard, like a bit outdated standard of integration with bank reconciliation of bank statements, but for now we mostly provide integration with local services that multiply bank integration with different banks. For example, we have such kind of integration in Turkey. We have such provider in Germany, because it helps us do not support many local banks, but we just support one integration with the service, and then our customers get the options use any banks that work in the region. Moreover, for Europe, for example, there are some common providers for different countries. So with developing functionality for Germany, we also covered some issues from Austria. I can't. Sorry. Swiss. Yeah, is a country or just okay?
Swiss country sounds like.
I mean, German-speaking region, like yeah. I'm sorry, a bit confused.
Another question.
Another question.
How many developers you have in one C-Drive team?
Valentina, did you count?
I count. I know. In our team are 11 developers, and from release to release, we are divided between the regional versions and core drive, but I hope that our team will be bigger this year. But as for now, we have 11 developers.
You mean in counted Turkish team,
yes.
of course. Yeah, of course.
Yes, with Turkish guy.
The idea is that we have some developers who usually work for some local editions like Turkey or Colombia. And at the same time, there are guys who mostly work for most complex tasks for core that can get us option to switch resources between different regions. So when we would like to develop some local edition for a new region, we usually do not hire any local person, just try to deliver minimal viable product with effort from core team. So if we will develop a business with getting more customers or more partners, we usually hire local guys, and they are dedicated for a certain edition. At the same time, developers are not only workforce to develop the product, because we also have analysts, we have quality assurance guys, and
Technical writers.
Technical writers, yes, because it's a pretty complex life cycle. Before delivering some functionality, we should describe
System architect.
requirements. Yes, we have to design architecture in terms of functionality and system architecture as well. By the way, there are different people who do it. And after that, we develop it, then we cover it with tests and describe the functionality with user guides and technical guides. And after it, you can use it, and we release it in the product. And we are ready to go. We are ready to go to the next speaker. Actually, for now, we will have two people. Sorry, two people. Guys, are we ready to? Okay. In a few seconds, we will start a conversation with Andrey Gurkin and Irina Sulimenko. Why did we choose these two people? Because you probably remember Andrey like a part of our team. He is our senior pre-sales manager who is responsible for pre-sales activities in different regions. He also conducts some trainings for project management because he has a great experience of working. And Irina, she's our partner who works in Europe for Austria. But hello, hi Irina.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Hello.
Hello guys. Yeah, I'm started to introduce you actually. I've already explained that Andrey is a part of one CI team, and Irina is our owner of our partner in Austria. But the common thing for these two guys is that all they are from Kazakhstan, and they managed to diverse their expertise and their experience for working in different, absolutely different regions, absolutely different culture, or probably languages, or whatever. But because today we are talking about cultural differences and going with the one C drive business around the world. And you have a very interesting experience, and I would like to discuss it with both of you. And if you don't mind, I would start from the question for Irina, because ladies first. Irina, what would you say? What the main difference between Kazakhstan and Austria?
So if you discuss about business, if you don't put to focus to some area, it is, for example, in Austria, people make a decision very long time. In Kazakhstan, we can do it shortly, but in Austria, long time for making decision, but then they work and do business with this partner, without any questions.
I see, but you know, the time is a money, you know, and how do you manage to wait before accusing new customers? I mean, does it affect on your planning, on your management approach?
So that for us it is some investment. Yeah, this time we invest for our business. Yeah, because on the other hand you can do anything. Yeah, because if they used to make a decision long time what to do, you just have to do the same. And just wait, and do maybe sometimes we do some presentation, we have meetings, and in Kazakhstan we do it, for example, sometimes 1 or 2 months, and here maybe 9 months or 1 year before first project, but it's okay.
Like a baby, right?
Yeah.
9 months.
It's my first project. I really like a baby here in Austria.
Okay, Andrey, as soon as you started talking, you have a chances. You have a chances of comparison different aspects of work between your homeland country and different other countries around the world. There we work with 1C enterprise products. What would you say? In what country this difference is bigger?
I think that Turkey.
Why? Because Turkey and Kazakhstan so close. Actually, they
they close. In terms of territories, but regarding the culture, maybe some differences between how to say what exactly Irina said about long maybe thinking, but here we're talking about that in Turkey they are saying something, but regarding the meaning, it could be something else. You do not understand. Is it yes? Is it no? Should I wait for 2 days or maybe never, etc. But the other regions, they have their own particular things too. But thanks to our business development managers in those countries, so they're like how to say dumpster, something like this. And because of that, but in Turkey we're discussing pre-sales projects with partners, and I'm on the front line. That's why.
You're talking about like I would say like a context of relations. I mean, from my point of view, Turkey is a country of a high context environment. Yes, because when you ask something and when you tell something, you should distinguish very little details that probably not so obvious for you, like not native, speaker for another country. And I have very limited knowledge about Kazakhstan, actually. Sorry, but I can compare it with some European countries. And the next question is for Irina. What do you think about this straightforward in terms of explanation of your intention to do it something, or you is it possible to discuss the same things in the same way in Kazakhstan or in Austria when you are, I don't know, discussing prices or dates or something very sensitive things that you usually discuss with your customers?
In my experience, we can discuss maybe more open with Austrian people. But than in Kazakhstan. But because as Andrey is saying in Turkey, that when people say yes, maybe not. In Kazakhstan, in my opinion, also people not so open. And here in Austria, we can be open. But you know what I think also about difference between our countries. It is, for example, in Austria, people pay attention to life, work-life balance. And yeah, in this case, yeah, for example, I cannot call my client after work time. Yeah, okay, I can, but they wouldn't like it. Yeah, or for example, in weekend also it's not so good. Yeah, but in Kazakhstan it's okay.
You mean, does it mean that people in Kazakhstan, they work more than people in Europe?
Yeah, we can think like this, but I'm not sure. Yeah, because here in Austria we try to put all our work in work time. Yeah, we, for example, sometimes in Kazakhstan, not everywhere, but sometimes, yeah, people show that they hard working, yeah, because they work more than 8 hours per day. But it's not the same, yeah, if you put all your job or your work to these 8 hours. Yeah, no, in my opinion, not. It is much better, much easier to do all your work in working time, yeah, but then have rest and for yourself, for your family. And next morning, come to the office with big energy, ready to work, yeah, but not so tired, yeah, because you just finish at 12 or 11.
Okay, yeah, very interesting. And you have a pretty unique experience of working with a brand new region with no local product and probably for a start with no local team. Would you like? Could you please give some advices for new partners who just discovered a new country with 1C products? What would you advise them in terms of, I don't know, finding customers and probably choosing the projects, or what is really important to consider when you start?
So it depends of country, yeah, but for example, some European country, it would be nice if you have some partner, if it's just partner to show him, yeah, that I have partner, he speak in this country language. And yeah, because for example, Austrian people or Germany people, they know English very well, yeah, but they would like to do some documents in German. They would like to have partners or suppliers who will speak German to be clear that everything we understand the same. And yeah, my advice would be to find someone who will support you in a new country. And maybe, yeah, in my business, yeah, it is just part of people stay here in Austria, but mostly in Kazakhstan, because it is cheaper to have computer programmer in Kazakhstan. And yeah, it could be advantage, yeah, price, because I can sell with less price than other people, yeah, because I can, yeah, because I have less salary because of Kazakhstan.
And you are more competitive, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's a good idea to find some local person who will support you. But for doing it, you should give them some I don't know, interest of doing it. From my point of view, it shouldn't be just the money. How would you accuse a local person to support you with a brand new, absolutely unknown technology with a lot of risks? And is it possible to sell it for some person? Sell not like literally for money, but sell the idea.
Yeah, the idea. Yeah. Honestly, in my experience, people like IT companies and they see the future with IT company. And even some people, in my experience, it was many people who asked me to be a partner just because I'm from IT company. Yeah, it is very nice. Yeah, when people just come to you and ask, maybe we will be a partner. Yeah, your experience, your knowledges, and some other part, for example, knowledges about countries or about clients. Yeah, it is easier for us, yeah, because we are a software company, we are IT companies. Yeah, it's easier to find some people, yeah, who will join us and support us even without money. Or no, for example, my partners will spend some money we share cost.
You mean that you had a whole queue of potential partners? They were looking for you, but not you.
Of
Right?
course, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sure all our IT companies can do it.
Okay. One more thing, actually, I would like to ask. Probably it doesn't look, I'm not sure, properly polite from my point of view, but how do you say, Andrey, for your question, is Kazakhstan a conservative country with a strong local culture and probably some very strong ideas in terms of, I don't know, family, business, money, whatever?
Conservative or strong? Because yeah, Kazakhstan, it's how to say it. We absolutely we love this country because of
no,
the
absolutely,
tolerance, because
no.
of the people, etc. Yeah, but regarding the whether we are modern or not, we're absolutely modern. So,
yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Please.
That's why I'm asking that there is a superstition regarding opportunities to develop business for men and women, you know? And it's pretty interesting that Irina is a successful businessman in Kazakhstan. And it's exactly...
Businesswoman.
Sorry, oh.
So, but maybe you are right,
My
yeah,
bad.
because some clients, some partners call me my brother. Yeah, maybe you are right, business.
Okay. And
even me.
Even Andrey, yeah.
And my question is, do you feel any differences of attitude to you, like a businesswoman in Kazakhstan or in Austria?
Honestly, again, yeah, because I'm IT person, it is easier for me, yeah, because it is something new, something modern, and it's not important you are man or woman. Yeah, wow, IT.
Yeah.
But yes, in Kazakhstan, yeah, people think that women have to sit at home and take care about children. Yeah, and be successful in business and in politics as well. Yeah, so yeah, sometimes people surprised that women do some business, but in Austria, honestly, it's the same. Yeah, it is more or less. Yeah, it is some different way, but yeah, also it is not a problem. Yeah, because again, yeah, because in IT it is not a problem. Yeah, it's some new area. But, yeah, in other businesses, yeah, in Kazakhstan, it is too difficult to be a woman in some businesses.
Of course. And probably my last questions for both of you. Actually, Irina, how did you start work with 1C? Why 1C?
1CI, you mean, or just my?
No, just 1C technologies that you started work with in your country.
Look, it was many years ago. I was a student and it wasn't money for my education, and I have to start my job to do some, not business, yeah, it was some job, and my mom, she helped me to find this job, and I start studying, then work with 1C, and then after few years I opened my company.
And what did you do? I mean, you like used to write a code, or what kind of work?
I was a coder, yeah.
Like Valentina.
Oh.
Yeah, it was 7.5.
Oh.
1C 7.5.
Very good. So 4 years from start coding 1C into having your own business, right?
Yeah, about this, yeah.
Very good. Andrey, your turn.
Yeah, my friends they introduced me to the head of the company. right after the university. So it was my third or the fourth job. And during, I don't know, 17 years, I started like a software developer as Irina, but then project manager, head of department, deputy director, and we started conquer new cities, but in terms of corporate business. But it's a long story too. And by the way, after that company, I've been working for now a company where I was a CEO, and we used a stack of different technologies without one C. And I understood that I'm missing one C because regarding the man hours for developing something new from the scratch using even modern technologies, it's uncomparable even. So that's why maybe some nostalgia, and now I'm here again.
Oh, very nice story. Actually, before we have to move, we need to ask a question. We have a question in the chat actually. For Irina, question for you. Oh, I can't find it. Sorry.
Do you sell vertical solution or a 1C drive mostly? Do you sell something except 1C drive? And second, do you focus a dedicated sector in Austria? Firstly, about product you sell, and second, on which sector you are focused in Austria?
Yeah, I see. The main business it is 1C drive, and we also sell Bittrex, but it's just small part of our business. And about sector, for in Kazakhstan, I have just I focus in agriculture, but in Austria it's impossible, just too small. And now I try to find this sector, and after a few years, 1 or 2 years, I will find this sector and I will focus in one, because it's much easier to earn money if you focus in some way.
Okay, thank you very much for answering. Looks like we do not have any other questions. Okay, guys, we're a bit out of time. Thank you very much for this conversation.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah, nice to see you. Have a nice evening. Bye.
Schönen Abend.
Schönen Abend. I know one more language. Okay, colleagues. And now we are ready to go to the most interesting part of our presentation, I guess, because it's a live demo by Valentina regarding our product, about platform technologies. It's mostly interesting for developers and people who write code and do something with hands.
I'm not sure if it is interesting, but I'm pretty sure that we have developers on this podcast, and this technical few minutes will be added into each Drive Talks, and I hope they will be useful.
Yes, again, if you have any questions, please ask in chat, subscribe our channel and Telegram. Now we are switching to the live screen demonstration, probably.
Yes, I will start it in 1 minute. Before it, do you remember, Vasily, that a year ago mostly we released a 1C drive with new SSL version and new platform? Yes, it was traumatizing experience. A bit, and for our partners, but except all troubles we faced, of course, we have all the opportunities of new platform and new SSL version. And this time, I understand that we're a little bit out of time. I decided to show small features we have in last versions of 1C platform, not in 1C drive, not in SSL, in platform, because as I see in chat, again, join 1C community in Telegram, that maybe somebody doesn't know about new functionality. And also I personally always face with that we just lazy person, we developers, and we never read what's new and release notes on updating. Do you read instructions when you update something or install? Vasily?
Oh, every time. Of
Yes,
course.
because you're not programming. We programmers don't.
Sure.
Until the moment we have a problem, we never read. But guys, we need to do it because on our support portal, for each version of platform, it is a beautiful instructions and what's new folder where you can read everything what was updated in last versions. So let's start. I will share my screen. Not to be boring, I prepared a small data processor to demonstrate you new functionality. This time we will talk about functionality you can see on tabs. Let's start with dynamic list updates. This question was covered recently in 1C community. Dynamic list, it is very popular functionality, which allows us to just with simple, we can see how to, we can see that just with one simple query to database, we can have the whole list of columns. For example, we want to work with list order, and we can just have all the necessary data. And here in our product, we also have this problem. But sometimes we deal with more complicated cases. For example, we want to have column which cannot be get just with one query. For example, here we have sales order, we have total just field of document, and we have currency. And our user want a list of documents with amount in words, like here, 20 euros, 0 cent, and all this stuff. How to do it? On previous version, the only way to implement it or to change dynamic list into tabular section or to show simple dynamic list and to program this action and to go inside this simple cycle for all rows which are shown to user, and after it to write code and refill column we have. It is time consuming, it is not right, but sometimes we use such things just to make our product useful for our users. But since 20 version, the only thing we have new options in dynamic lists. We have this tab calculated fields, and here we can add as many extra fields as we can, and we can set any expressions in 1C language. Here you can write your own common module, and you can call for this code here. For example, in this case, just with this one line inside the setup and with no programming, I can do absolutely the same thing, and I can get this result. Next thing, it is PDF files. Before version 21, there were no way to open, just to demonstrate this type of files inside 1C platform. We could attach these files into documents, but to open it, we need to have we need to open it in another program always. But sometimes for different tasks and purposes, this document need to be demonstrated for user. In platform 21, we have new object. We have new type of attribute on form. It is PDF document. It can be chosen here. So to demonstrate PDF document, we need to add new attribute to put it into your form, and just write a code to demonstrate it. So here we can open a very important document and see that it can be shown to user. But as we can see, we need to add extra attribute and we need to add extra element to the form. And since platform 22, no extra attributes and elements on form are necessary. All we can do is just create PDF document from file programming, and with one button, with one command show, we can show it just like it.
I hope that there are any people who understand what's going on. Actually, please, please tell us in the chat if you understand. Is it good for you? Do you understand what's going on, guys? Because I don't. I like cats.
You like cats, and OneC platform created special form, and nothing was programmed on this form by me
No,
at
no,
all.
no. I do not criticize your explanation. I guess that professionals understand what, but
Yes,
I'm not.
Just keep you posted that now you can work and open these documents inside platform. Next thing I want to keep you posted, it is check filling. We all know that sometimes users are working with tables, objects, and some fields are mandatory to be filled. For example, I don't know, VAT number of counterparty, something like that. And we all know how to do it. We create new object, we add attributes, tabular sections, and in properties, we just set if it is mandatory field or not. But sometimes we add on form not only object attributes. Sometimes we add some extra attributes which exist only on this form. And before this platform, if we have simple table on form and we want to check if this column is filled in all lines of this table, we need to program some code like this. In cycle, we need to go through all these lines and check if this value is filled and show user a message. But since platform 22, it is available to set this property for separate columns inside value tables. Small thing, but it makes much easier. It makes our work much easier. So just with platform method check filling, we can check that, for example, okay, we can fill all columns and not fill column 2. With alt method it works, but as we know, we go manually through all lines in this table. And new method, just with one platform method, also does absolutely the same result. Keep you informed. And the last thing, and the most expected, in my opinion, from OneC developer, it is availability to work with unique identifier inside queries. Why it is important? Because it is super feature to work with exchanges between infobases. Because we all deal with such tasks, and here I will give just one small example of maybe usage of this functionality. For example, you want to exchange sales orders with some, I don't know, website, extra database, something else, and you want to send this sales order somewhere to work, to do something with that and return a result and to change your object in your database. Classical example. So first thing first, you need to choose key fields which will be unique to understand which sales order was changed in your base. What it can be? It can be number, but we know that number can be the same for documents inside different companies or different dates. So date plus number looks okay, but we know that it can be changed by user while working with the document. So of course, the best way to send to keep information about link we are changing, it is to keep unique identifier of this link. So let's send to external base some information. What we can do? Here is a simple example. In previous versions of platform, if we want to send information about sales orders and their unique identifier, we would write It is simplified code, of course, something like that. We get all reference we want to send, and for each reference, we take something like this. From reference, we get unique identifier, then we transfer it into string and send it in any packet, XML, JSON, what we send to our base. It is one option, but since platform 22, we can get absolutely the same option, just with one query. Inside of it, we have new function, UUID. It works for all references and it returns unique identifier from reference, and it works extremely fast in terms of 1C platform, because this is extremely time-consuming operation. So, and I'm finishing. It is a moment to load this information. So now from system, we have list of unique identifiers, and we have something what need to be done with these documents. In old way, so now we transfer unique identifiers into reference again in our base. In old way, what we are doing, we are going through all these lines, and for each line, we are starting search inside sales order by reference. So it means that on big amounts of documents, for example, I don't know, thousands, millions, it will work extremely long time, because this get reference looks for it a lot. But how to use our UUID to search document by it? We can write something like this. First, in one step, we can specify columns with this type description and transfer unique identifiers into unique identifier types, because to work in query, we always need to specify type of column to work. And after it, we just with one simple query and with condition where unique identifier from reference equals our value, we can find all the reference we need, and we can do whatever we want in this query and get any results and get this table. It simplifies work of all developers to work with Exchange components, because just with keeping these identifiers in external database, we can work in one query inside our platform with all changed mechanisms. That's all I wanted to show this time. I understand that a lot of changes were made by platform with extensions, with working with code, with method work, and we have a lot of changes in Drive and SSL. And if you want something to be described by me next time, please text here in comments or in 1C community. Next time we will discuss these topics also.
Yeah, we already have comments disappeared, actually. People just said that they are ready to listen you in hours, actually. And we have one more question from our hub about drivers in 1C Drive. Actually, I would like to answer that. It's a very good question, because right now we are working out this module in 1C Drive, and we are going to update barcode scanner driver in upcoming releases, and we continue to work with this. It's a very good thing, and it's a very important area that we definitely will improve. Follow us and stay tuned. Thank you. Regarding barcodes, it's a very...
Yes, we're starting with barcode, not scales, but barcodes is the first one.
Okay, and we go ahead. We have one more speakers, and now we are ready to attend our colleague, whose name is Sergio. Within Sergio is coming, I just would like to introduce him. He's responsible for area of Latin America in general. He lives in Ecuador, if I'm not mistaken, He speaks dozens of different languages.
Prepare.
I will ask
You
him,
will ask
yeah,
it.
this tricky
Hello, hi.
Hi, Sergio, can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear perfectly.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How
What
are you
time?
doing?
What time in your place now?
9:35 in the morning.
Oh, not so early.
9:35
Yeah.
is not so early.
Absolutely. Okay, okay. And we would like to discuss some things.
Yes, to begin with, please can you share briefly about your region? In which countries do we operate in Latin America, I mean, and where do we already have partners and project in which countries in Latin America?
Yeah, absolutely. Our main focus right now is Colombia. We have a couple of partners here and some successful projects already. At the same time, we are working right now in Mexico and Chile. We have new partners there, still searching for some projects, but very soon I'm sure we'll have them in our pocket. And yeah, one of the Colombian projects that we have, it operates also in Uruguay. So it's a transnational company. So we can say it's working with them. Also, we also have some partners in Ecuador, but usually they're more technical partners and helping others. So yeah, I think it's pretty big community. Some of our partners, they also have offices in like Panama, Peru, and other stuff.
Yeah,
So we're spreading across Latin America.
Very good. And you speak Spanish, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
It's my main language.
Okay. And next question is actually we would like to discuss some features that are very specific for your region, because I'm not sure that I'm an expert of in history, but I guess that countries they have something in common in terms of their traditions and probably some management approaches. And one day you mentioned that there is a very interesting area that are absolutely different than anywhere around the world, is a payroll calculation that has different specific things that are not so obvious from our point of view. Would you please to describe us, to provide us few examples? So what did you mean?
Yeah, absolutely. The payroll calculation in Latin America is actually very, very important for all the companies. And it takes a lot of time and effort. Why? Because it's pretty complex. First of all, they use a 30-day calendar. So for the purposes of payroll, you're not working calendar days. You're working on this imaginary 30 days calendar, and you need to pay to your workers
even in February.
Yeah, of course.
And how do you solve this? I don't know how to explain.
It blows my programmer mind. I just cannot understand how to work with it.
It's not the only problem, because you also need to pay for all 30 days. It doesn't matter how many work days were there. So the law says that you pay for the 30 days a month. That's like that. So it doesn't matter how many days you worked. The problem is when people didn't work for a couple of days, or if they started working on a different date. So how will I know how many days they worked, especially in February? And here we don't have any regulations regarding that. We had to create a new procedure in OneC Drive. As you know, for Colombia, it works. It has some logic in it. Still, there is no official answer to this question. You just need to stick to it, and you have 360 days in a year because of this calendar. And you need to move all your accounts and everything you do according to that. And usually, even worse, you need to report this information to the official entities through an electronic document. So it makes it even more complex. But it's not the main complexity of Latin American payroll, actually. They learned to work with this 30 days calendar and they don't see it as a strange thing. But there is some more bad news about that. They don't have a specific list of concepts that they are paying to pay in the payroll. Each company can manage and change it according to their needs. And we made an investigation and research, and we found out that there can be more than 650 different concepts on the payroll for each person. Of course, each one of that it has some different filters, it has some different conditions, it can apply according to a lot of parameters. So it is really complex.
It feels like some Russian accountant. In case he or she will see it, it will be heart attack or something like that, because it is so opposite from a Russian way of calculation payrolls, where it is a law for all aspects and all calculations.
Okay, what the things that you mentioned, is it only specific for some certain country, or it's like more or less general around the Latin American countries?
It's more or less like that throughout the countries. There are more difficult situations with concepts or more easy ones, but usually they still apply 30 days calendar, and not all the companies calculate the payroll the same way. So yeah, it's a difficult task to solve. I think that the hardest country to solve this is in Colombia, actually. And then, yeah, Mexico is like 400 concepts, but it's a little bit less difficult than Colombia.
And what do you have any clue why do you have such kind of situation? What did manage for these circumstances? What was the reason why? I don't know.
For legal entities, I think it's easier for them to manage 30-day calendar. You don't need to stick to real calendars or to know which days were work days or holidays. It doesn't matter. Always will be the same. So basically, if all the people work all the months, the information will be the same, and it's very easy to compare it. I think that's the reason why the official entities use this approach. Why it is so difficult? I think because of the previous exploitation of the people that occurred in Latin America. They really tried to give a lot of rights and benefits to the workers. So right now, actually, it's pretty hard to fire somebody, stuff like that. There are a lot of laws that protect them, and you need to pay a lot of different social security funds and severance funds. You need to create temporary funds inside your company to pay once or twice a year. You can make the payroll each 10 days, each 2 weeks, each 15 days. So it makes things more difficult because of all these options and all these protections, funds and payments. But the reason behind that, I think, is the safety of the workers. So it's easier to work for somebody than make your own business, I think.
Okay. But by the way, if we had started talking about workers, and we already mentioned today with other speakers that in different countries people have their own traditions in terms of work. What do you think if there are any difference between work habits of people in different countries? I mean, for example, in Russia, we traditionally work starting 9 to 6 with having one lunch break for an hour, And any other questions and options, they are mostly about our like effort and efficiency, not about our working hours. What about Latin American working hours? Do you have some specific things?
I think it's very different across the countries. Uh, First thing is holidays, of course. There are countries with a lot of holidays, like Peru and Colombia. They have something similar to Russia. There are countries like Mexico. They have less than 10 holidays a year. So basically, they don't have holidays. I think it's an extreme work environment. Actually, a lot of companies, they work also Saturdays as their normal working day. In case of Mexico, not Colombia. Usually we stick to a 40-hour long work week, and usually companies, they start to work from 8 a.m. and sometimes even before that. So usually the workday ends before the hours in Russia, for example. I think it's related to the sun time. As in the central part, the sun goes down at like 6 p.m. So you don't have that much time left. So it's better for you to leave at 5 p.m. as well. In Chile, it's a little bit different. Also, I think for the same reason, it's just too far to south, so the Sunday is different. They can start working like at 9 and to take more time during their lunch. So it's something like that. Each company operates on its own way. But in general, I think people here are more early people. Usually everything starts at 5, 6 a.m. Schools, they start operating from 7 a.m. Usually children, they start their classes at 7:15. So you need to wake up, you need to get your kid to the school before that, and after that you go to the work, and maybe at 8 a.m. you will be at work.
Interesting. And does it manage to some misunderstanding between people from different countries in the Latin America? Because today we're talking a lot about that people from different parts of the world can have some complication with tensions with having communications. But what about you and your region? What do you charge in for? Probably, is it a problem if some, I don't know, Colombian guy communicate or try to provide some services to Mexico or to Ecuador or versus? Are there any specific things in terms of internal communication in Latin America?
Certainly. Each country has its own spirit and soul, and they communicate in a different way. A very clear example of this is Chile. Chile is not like any other Latin American country. Some people say that Chile is our Germany. They're very formal. They prefer to speak through the email. They don't like calls. They don't accept like you touching them or giving them a hug or something like that. So they're very,
country.
yeah.
They are not Chile.
So it will be a problem. And he stated like they go to speak to Argentinians, or they go to speak to Colombians, and it's completely different because they're very open, they're very physical people. And sometimes it even leads to misunderstanding from part of each of the sides, because one they think that they are very
Close
they're not respecting you, or too familiar with you. And what happened? I didn't give you the permission to call me like you, not the formal way, but the singular way. So things like that. In Colombia, they like to call right away to somebody, like whatever happens, they just call. It's a bad education in Ecuador, for example. You can't do that. You just need to ask, can I call you, or write to WhatsApp. In Mexico, they are different also. They have their own security issues and things that you need to know to be able to cross the country securely. But yeah, each country has its own things and they think differently while they speak the same language. Still, I think the culture is different and you need to understand and to work with each country according to their own rules.
Okay, yeah.
I understand, don't hug people from Chile
That's right.
on meeting.
Okay, Sergio, sorry for that. We have a bit out of time, and we can listen you in hours actually, and definitely we'll do it our next time. The last question that I have for you: how many languages do you speak?
Right now, I'm fluent in 6.
6. Which one?
Yeah. Russian, Ukrainian, Spanish, English, French, and Portuguese.
Okay, you are amazing polyglot, Sergio. Thank you very much. We have to move to another speakers and have a couple of questions from our chat. Thank you very much, Sergio. See you. Have a nice day.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
Have a nice evening.
Yes. And our last speaker is coming, and until we try to answer questions that we already have. Question for technical department. Okay, we already answered. When to expect platform 24 for Once You Drive? Valentina?
24, if you're talking about Drive, we can update to 24 right now, but capability mode will be still 21 as we have. If we are talking about in full sense update, it means that except these things, also SSL version need to be updated. And actually I know about our plans for next half of year, and we don't have such plans because maybe you heard about issues of platform 24 with Mac and working with this computer. Now it is fixed, but I think you can rise platform version, but to leave old capability mode. But if we are talking about Drive, full recommended version update to 8.3.24, I think not early than the end of this year.
Okay, very good, very good. And well, our last question about Once You Drive development plans. Actually, we are sharing them regularly, and I guess that soon we will conduct our regular webinar for sharing our development plans and our progress. If you have any questions, by the way, you can ask directly, and we will personally give you that information. And now we are ready to start a conversation with our partner Denis. Denis, can you hear us? We can see Denis, but we can't hear still.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
How are you? Hello.
О, лепий поздрав вам і svima vašim gledatelям. Лепий поздрав із Hrvatskoj. Drago mi je vidjeti vas, Vasily, и вас, Valentina. Nice to meet you.
Oh,
Nice to meet you
nice
too.
to see you. Yeah, we already met. Denis.
You can start with question about how many languages.
I've prepared, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. It was a very impressive start, actually. Honestly, you're our last speaker for today, and we would like just to discuss with you something very enjoyable or interesting things, actually.
I see. 2 hours of streaming, you look very fresh and energetic, and I'll try to be short.
Yeah, we have some pictures that we probably will share within our conversation. But I would like to start for a question from you. It looks like you have very unique experience, you and your colleagues. I mean, of combining your hobby and your business, because you automate business that mostly like your hobby with technologies that you started to work probably before, and probably you used to apply it for some another absolutely different industry, and you already built your own professional career with this product, but finally you could combine enjoy and business. And how long was the way? I mean, could you please let us, when did you start work with 1C technology, 1C platform probably, and how long was the way, starting with, I don't know what was your first role, but now you are technical director, CTO of integrator. What was your path?
Oh, it's similar to everybody who works with 1C. We started in 2008, and we've gone a long way. We worked with some middle-sized companies and big holdings, and now we try to work with Eastern European companies. And if you are talking about combining work with hobby, it's more about my business partner Fedor. A few years ago, he's found himself in yachting, and since that time, he tried to involve all his friends and all his co-workers in this process. So I'm just a victim here of his hobby, and I took part in 3 regattas with Fedor. Here we can see his yacht on the screen. This is Fedor himself. Well, that's me on the background. So if you are addicted with the acting, you should know all the aspects of this process, and it's more about Fedor. He knows a lot of people who are in the acting process from Russia and now from Croatia and Turkey. And when you conversate with these people, you understand the business opportunities. We understood that there are a lot of charters company, especially in Croatia, because Croatia is famous for its coast. It is more than 1,000 kilometers long in the Adriatic Sea, and therefore they have a lot of marinas. You know, marinas is the place where all the yachts are allocated. So the business of charters company is to buy in some way a yacht or many yachts and to rent them. So their business combining renting and repairing, because when very young person or a person without great experience in yachting rent a boat, in a week of yachting you receive a yacht but without some parts of it, and you need to repair it. Yeah.
What about body? What about body? Is it a danger to?
No, bodies
just parts
are
of
okay.
yachts, not
parts of yachts.
Okay,
yeah.
I see.
Well, and so the business is not very complicated, but it consists of 2 parts: renting and repairing. So when they think about renting, they use a very monopolist platform, which can help in it information about boats, their quantity, their price, and their availability. And all the charters company, they have account in this platform, and they have a widget from this platform, which they can place on a website or somewhere in the social networks and so on. And therefore, if you see such a widget in the net, you can rent a boat in a certain charter company. So they have this front end. And we decided that all the charters company, they usually have no back office with the information about yachts, their costs of repairing and planning of the repairs. They usually use Excel. It's a common thing. So they have front office with this monopolist platform, and they have no back office. So we decided to have a pilot project which will connect this front office with the back office of OneSeaDrive, based on the OneSeaDrive.
Oh, okay. And how long was the first pilot? I mean, was it difficult? Because you not only did it for a pretty new industry for you, but you also did it with a product that is not so well known.
Croatia is a Balkan country, so there are many specialties here. So it's a very long process. Like a samurai doesn't have any goal, and here we have the same thing. So we speak with people. We try to make them understand to the problem that Excel is not very good in this business to manage their back office. We try to model and show them in OneSeaDrive how their business will be rolled in OneSeaDrive. But the way is going on. It's not completed yet.
Okay, it's very interesting. But for now, your company is mostly focusing on business on yacht business in Croatia, or you are looking for another industries as well? I mean, about the European part of your business.
We've got two companies, two types of companies. One of them is more financial ones, and they are interested in trial balances, accounting entries, and so on. So your new release with accounting, with template-based accounting, is very good for them. And another type of them is the company which prefer operating accounting. Yeah, they want to know their stock, they want to know how much they sell, how much they buy, and so on. And for them, they use functionality of OneSeaDrive Service Edition without production.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Actually, our audience is very impressed of your photos and I guess your business and your case, because it's a very interesting thing when you can convert hobby and professional and dream and true. Like, you know, it's very interesting that you can apply it. And by the way,
life is short, Vasily. Life is short.
Oh, sorry for that. Yeah, it sounds great. Actually. Thank you very much for the option to see you today, for attendance. By the way, what time in your place now?
We've got 16, I suppose. Yeah, 16.
Okay, PM. 2 hours minus. Yeah, of course. It's Central Europe.
Central Europe, yeah.
And last question, I can't do not answer you. Ask you.
You're welcome.
Can you help me?
How many languages?
How many languages do you speak?
Oh, I speak four languages.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, in Croatian we already heard it. Very good. Sounds absolutely.
That's all I know in Croatian, actually.
Okay.
That's a joke.
I see. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Denis. Yes, if guys, colleagues, by the way, if you need the contact of our speakers, you can ask us, and we will share you if you need some, I don't know, support in Austria, in Kazakhstan, if you need to rent a yacht in Croatia, or you just like photos, or we will share our contact, because you know that the most important thing for these activities is just having a common community, build the community, and get closer to each other. So thank you very much, Denis.
Thank you.
Have a nice
you.
evening. See you one day.
See you. Bye.
Okay, okay. Guys, and we are wrapping up actually. It was, from my point of view, it was very interesting and diverse live stream. Actually, we discussed a lot, and in fact, we could spend, I don't know, any few hours to discuss. We have speakers who have a lot of information: Sergio, Dimas, Denis, Irina, Andrey, whoever. And of course, we will continue our live streams. We will continue our regular sections, or let's see, options, points, slots. Sorry, like demonstrations that you liked, and one day probably you will have an options her Valentina's voice for an hours. And if you have any suggestions, questions, any comments, please contact us with chat, with Telegram. Also, I would like to remind you that we have official support line. If you have any questions regarding our functionality or our products, you can contact our support team. I'm not sure how can I call this symbol in English. Okay, we will share the email in our chat for you, with you. Sorry, I'm a bit confused. So
I hope that last speaker will join our meetings again, because it is so good to discuss about, to speak about ERP solution and implementation, and to see on oysters and champagne pictures with Yacht at the same time.
Okay, okay, yes, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm almost forgot one more question. How many countries will you cover with your product in 3 years?
In your imagination, it is.
Just imagine how many countries we'll cover with our product in 3 years. Actually, if we can, 3 years is just a short-term projection from my point of view. And I guess in 3 years we should accuse 6 or probably 7 new countries, because for 3 or 4 we already have certain plans, and we definitely will have new local editions for them. But 3 years, it's pretty long, and your team, Valentina, will have enough time to develop a lot of
new products.
Yeah, at least. Thank you very much, guys. We're a bit out of time, and
please
we are
don't forget to like, to subscribe channel.
Yes, please share, like, share, repost, subscribe the channel.
Subscribe, do everything what needs to be done in YouTube videos.
See you next time. Bye bye. Thank you.